So here on the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, we are in episode 784, and I am telling you what, this is a good one. This is a good one. We have hanging out with us in the virtual studio, going to be coming up very shortly, wealth strategist Natalie Bullen, founder of Unapologetic Wealth. And today we're going to be talking about from high earning to wealthy, the shifts that change everything. Yep. So listen, don't you move. We're going to be right back. You're listening to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show.
Whoa. Why y'all so happy?
You don't know? Sharvette Mitchell is on the radio.
It's time to get motivated, excited, and influenced. Why? It's the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, live from Richmond, Virginia. And now, here to motivate, excite, and influence you, Sharvette Mitchell.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Listen, the goal of the show is to motivate, excite, and influence, and I promise you this episode in this segment is going to do that. I do have to acknowledge that we are in full conference mode, summit mode over here. My 9th annual event, can you all believe it? My 9th annual event is happening this week, and so we're so excited for all of the ladies that are going to be joining us here in Richmond, Virginia, this coming weekend. We appreciate you. And listen, the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show has been a huge part of that journey. And so we love to bring guests that are focused on small business owners and entrepreneurs and all the things. And so let's go ahead and jump right on in, because my guest, let me tell you, she is that girl. So wealth strategist Natalie Bullen is the founder of Unapologetic Wealth, where she helps women entrepreneurs master sales and build businesses that generate wealth. A former banker turned sought after advisor, she teaches her clients how to sell with confidence, premium prices, and make powerful money decisions that create lasting wealth. And we're here today. We're going to bring Natalie up right now. Put your hands together. Welcome Natalie to the stage. Hello, Natalie.
Hey, how are you doing, Sharvette?
I am doing well. How are you doing today?
Impressed. Set 784 episodes.
Yeah, girl. Listen. Yeah. Back in the day.
That's consistency. Okay.
That's consistency, right? Which is the name of the game, right? Name of the game. Absolutely. So I honor your time, and I want to jump right on in. So certainly, Natalie, your work is really centered around helping high achieving and high earning women shift from, making money to really building the wealth. And so what are key differences that you would say from a high earner versus someone really truly wealthy?
I think that we have been so excited to make money because historically we have been excluded from opportunities and conversations with money. And so first off, if you're making money in your business, money in your career, hats off to you. Okay. Especially my Black women watching. It's so important. And I don't ever want you to let nobody shame you because you make a lot of money. Okay. So clap it up for you for the one time you are making making I think it's important for us to recognize that that's not the end of the journey.
Yeah.
So making money is great, and I'm proud of you, and I'm happy for you. And wealth takes capital, but wealth does not only happen because you have capital. Yeah. And I think sometimes we miss that ownership is important, that equity is important, that investing is important. And because we have not been exposed to these things, we do not always recognize how important it is. Being a high earner is great, but it never stops. If you live on active income, you can never stop working. So if you really want to have generational wealth, personal wealth, if you want to be work optional, then you're going to have to decide, how am I going to take my active money that requires me to work and turn it into passive income that comes in whether I'm asleep or whether I'm out of the country or whether I have a launch or not. And that's what really makes that's the differentiation, whether you have to work or not. It's great that you can work.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be 75, 85, 95 working. And when I read stories like that, It saddens me. And we're also assuming that we're going to be able and willing to work into our senior years as well. If you're a high earner, you have such a huge opportunity to create wealth by buying assets.
And just like you said, the information hasn't been out there historically. And so people
Not
like
for us.
you,
We've
right.
been excluded from these conversations. It's out there. It's been in books for a long time, but like how many of us are reading books about investing in the stock market or believing it? So many people think that the stock market is gambling, that it's risky somehow. And it's interesting because people will mortgage their home. People will be a personal guarantor on an SBA loan. People will put every dollar back into their business that's brand new with very little capital and no employees. As soon as you say buy some stock in Apple, all of a sudden that's a gamble.
Right.
No, girl, my business way steadier than Apple. No, we got $1 trillion in cash just like they do. Absolutely not. And so I think just shifting our mindset on how it can be more powerful to be an owner instead of an operator. Because our businesses require us to operate. Earlier, you mentioned you were in launch mode and you were in conference mode. So you're having to operate. You're showing up doing this. You're showing up on the stage. You're showing up with sponsors. Whereas when we invest in other asset classes, real estate or private equity or stocks or bonds or treasury notes, we don't have to show up.
Right.
The money shows up. We don't have to show up. That's the shift.
Yeah. And that mindset piece, because certainly you are always talking about the shift. And so what's the biggest mindset shift and behavior shift that entrepreneurs need to make, and even those with high earning careers?
The biggest mindset shift is that you cannot do it alone. You will have to get over your Black woman superhero cape syndrome. You're going to have to stop it because that's what we've been raised. We've been taught. I got to do it myself. And wealth is symbiotic. It requires you to trust. It requires you to hire support. It requires you to have your risk and compliance and your trust or your contracts. It requires you to expand in knowledge outside of you. You're not going to build wealth by yourself. So the biggest mindset shift is going from, I got this, I got a good job, and I got a good business, and I made lots of money, and I'm going to figure this out myself, to I'm going to hire a financial planner, or I'm going to hire a financial advisor, or I'm going to get in a course or a class, or I'm going to go down to the credit union and develop a relationship with the banker there, and I'm going to shift my behavior. And the behavior shift is, I'm not going to reinvest every penny back into the business. I'm not going to spend every dollar in my checking account on clothes and shoes and hair and makeup and fillers and trips to Dubai and Turkey and wigs and glasses and
all the things.
All the things. Y'all got 20 purses, no stock.
Ouch or amen. Ouch or amen, listeners.
And I'm over here like, I'm so glad you're fly. But as a person who has sold items secondhand, baby, you don't get a tenth of what you paid for this stuff. You really don't. Unless, now there's some things, you buy a Chanel bag, a Birkin bag, yes, you are going to retail some value, but you go buy a regular old Coach $650 purse, you couldn't get $65 for that purse when you sell it in a year. It's just how it is.
Right.
And so I want us to start shifting into behaviors that create wealth. A very easy behavior that you only have to do once is setting up an automatic reinvestment. So whether that's money that moves on payday from your checking to your high yield savings, or money that moves from your checking to your brokerage, money that moves from your checking to your life insurance. You shouldn't have to think every month, I wonder how I'm going to create wealth this month. That should happen. Yeah. So people think, Natalie, you're wealthy because you're disciplined. I'm not. You only have to be disciplined one time. You only have to set up the automation one time, and the computer does the rest for you. So that's the behavior change. We have to say to ourselves, it's not enough to do what I've been doing. I'm going to need to shift something, or year in, year out, my net worth will not move. And if you are in business for yourself, taking on all the risk and doing all the work, why should you have a stagnating net worth?
That's the question.
Why wouldn't your net worth increase every year?
Yeah,
it should be.
Wow. And this applies if you have a job, a career, if you're dual, or if you are an entrepreneur. Sometimes when people become into full-time entrepreneurship, you no longer have that option, that 401k, that automatic draw, and it goes out of people's minds and it goes out of their head. But you certainly
could. But they could.
you can.
I think
Absolutely.
it depends on like how you are. I actually enjoyed corporate America, and I set up my business a lot like corporate America. Unapologetic Wealth does have a 401k. Unapologetic Wealth employs me as a W-2 employee. I get a paycheck. I am salaried. I have benefits. So I also don't like the idea of once you're an entrepreneur, you don't get no paid time off and you don't get benefits and you don't get, why don't you?
Right.
Why don't you? You could set it up that way. Your company ain't no lesser than the company you left. If you like the wealth structure of the company you left, then set it up for yourself. You could put yourself on payroll. If you were an S Corp or C Corp, you get what you an accountant, make it happen. I knew I was not going to be happy as an entrepreneur who didn't get paid on time. I was not going to be happy with no retirement savings. And even if you're not an S Corp, you could still have a SEP IRA. You can still have retirement vehicles, and you can still contribute to them consistently. I think we think, and this is something I've noticed, where people who are full-time in business villainize corporate. I hated corporate. Corporate was toxic. I couldn't wait to quit my job. Me either. But people like to pretend like corporate was ruining their life, honey. And so they're so busy trying to run from corporate that they don't realize there was a very complete wealth system that was set up with your tuition reimbursement and your personal development stipend and your annual bonus and your 401k match. Those were things that were setting you up for success. This is why I tell people, don't quit your job until you can replicate in your own company what you had in the company that you're leaving. So until you got a salary and some benefits, keep your job.
Stay
put if you can, if it's safe for you to, so that then you can really build wealth. You know, when we look at Social Security, it's based on your 40 highest earning quarters. And so many of us have low earning quarters and low earning years trying to build up a business without that steady income. So don't cheat yourself out of your 40 highest earning quarters and reduce the amount of retirement benefits that you're going to receive when you become a senior citizen and eligible to take them. So busy trying to prove to somebody on the internet that you don't need a job.
Right. No, you got to do what you need to do.
That's all they're doing, child, is just trying to convince somebody, and they ain't convincing me.
Right. Me either. Listen, Natalie Bullen coming out, pulling no punches at all. I see the hearts. Yes. Gwen said, I just got here and you preaching already preaching.
That's all I do.
Hey, Roberto. Hey, Marilyn. She's supposed to be, listen, you supposed to be preaching, but that's another show. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to leave it all the way alone. But
I don't think nobody will come to my church. I don't think they will come to my church because I'm going to fuss you out.
Who said a church? Who said you can do what you're doing now?
That's true.
Another show. That's a whole other show. But what you are doing now, and I love how you bring up corporate, because I just want to like former banker, like, so you're not just frivolously saying that, former banker turned wealth strategist. So you've seen both sides of the money management. And, you've already kind of mentioned some common mistakes that people aren't replicating what they had in corporate, and they're coming over and not paying themselves and all this kind of, listen, my mother was laughing at me one day. She asked for something. I said, I'll give it to you when I get paid. She said, who pays you? I was like, Mitchell Productions pays me.
Period.
You just don't hear, like, I get a check and all, all the things.
Yeah, because what you thought. Yeah.
Absolutely. So any other mistakes you would say, common mistakes that you would say that are keeping people from being wealthy?
I think the biggest mistake overall is just not looking at your money. I find that many people are very avoidant because of what they worry they will find, what they suspect they will find. And when you don't notice something, like when you aren't aware, you have to inspect what you expect. You cannot expect when you inspect nothing. You can't expect fitness if you don't inspect your body and your diet. You can't expect education when you don't inspect the curriculum and the syllabus. You can't expect a good relationship when you don't inspect your internal biases, trauma, and the needs of your partner. So how could you expect when you don't inspect your bank account. You don't know what you spend. You don't know what you earn. You don't know what you save. The money come in. Somebody is a great marketer. You like it. You buy it. You get money in your checking account. You look at your personal bank account. Ain't no money in there. Now you sweeping money from your business account. You don't know how much you need. The kids want something. The husband wants something. The Christmas shopping, you going crazy. You going to spending all this money. And then end of the year, you don't have tax money. I see it so often. And so, you know, it's interesting because when I was growing up, people thought if you was on a budget, you were broke. If you were on a budget, you were poor. But I used to be a financial advisor. I was a securities licensed professional for years for Wells Fargo Bank. And after that, I became a money coach and had my own financial planning practice, Unapologetic Wealth Management, LLC. And I tell people, rich folks always have a spending plan. Very, very rarely. And, you know, we think that this lifestyles of rich and famous means reckless spending. So we watch the Kardashians go out and spend millions of dollars, and we think she's rich and she spend whatever she want. Just because she spent $1 million don't mean she didn't have a budget. Budget does not mean small amount of money. Right. Budget means that every category has an allocation. That's all it means. So you could have a $10 million budget for your conference. $10 million is not a small amount. It's just an allocation. It's saying for the venue, we will spend this much. For the speakers, we will spend this much. For travel, for catering. That's all it means. And I find that people do not follow any type of budget or forecast whatsoever. The money just gets spent. And all they're gauging is their bank account. And so if you're watching this, I want you to know it is not too late for you to get clued in. It is not too late. On the personal side, I really like Origin Financial. It's an app in the App Store. I used to use Mint, and then Intuit bought them, and then they dissolved for some reason. So now I use Origin Financial. You track categories, beauty, household, etc., and you can see day by day how you're tracking against that budget. So if your food budget is $1,000 and today is the 4th and you done already spent $400, clearly you're not on track. Right. And you need to slow that down, because what are you drinking, sis? Where did you go? What did you eat? What's going on? You could catch a happy hour. You could go to a friend's house and cook a meal. It doesn't have to mean deprivation, but a lot of us are seeking and searching for something internal, external means. You lonely, you bored, you tired, you in a bad relationship, your business stressed you out. You done put on 50 pounds. So now you got to go out and spend all this money. Now,
I'm gonna just let her talk. I'm here, but I'm gonna just let podcasters. I am here. Podcast listeners. I'm gonna just let Natalie go.
Now you just broke. Now you just broke and mad, and for what reason? And it's so powerful to say, I am financially literate. I am in control. I get to choose what jobs my dollars have. Every dollar of mine that God blessed me with has a job. And none of them have the job of helping me hide from my responsibilities. None of your dollars have the job of hiding from your financial stewardship. If somebody wish they had a job, wish they had a business, wish they had profit, they on their knees begging, crying, pleading right now, you got it. And you about to head out and buy something you don't need right now. Put the keys down. Budget app and get serious, because you cannot improve what you do not track. The average American woman goes on her first diet at age 10.
Wow.
And when she does it, she steps on a what? A scale. You ain't never started a diet without getting on a scale. So how could you start a wealth journey without looking at your budget and your money? How could you? You must be aware of where you start. And it don't matter if it's far from where you've been. I've been bankrupt and I've been bankable. God redeems, but you got to put in work and give him something to bless.
Woo, unapologetic wealth, unapologetic. And I want to stick a pin here, because oftentimes women, and oftentimes women of color, we feel like we should apologize if we have arrived at a certain place, or we should, we should cower back. And so tell me why unapologetic wealth, where did that name come from?
Oh my God. I hated the name of my business when it came out. Let me tell you, I had people ready to pay me. Okay. Because what I'm doing with you for 30 minutes, I used to do this for 8 hours every day on Clubhouse.
Wow.
I used to do this for 8 hours every day on Clubhouse. So people wanted to pay me. And I ain't had no business entity. I didn't have an EIN number because I didn't have a name. Okay. And I had somebody ready to pay me. They wanted me to send them an invoice, but I couldn't send an invoice because I didn't have a business bank account because I didn't have a name. And I was in my DM and I'm searching. I'm like, powerful wealth, take it. Everything I was thinking about, taking. And so eventually someone was in my DMs and they were like, you know what? You're so unapologetic. And I love that. And I was like, oh, that could work. Let me call my attorney and see if Unapologetic Wealth is available, if the URL is available, if the EIN number is available. And it was. And I've never understood apologizing for blessings in the first place. That is so confusing to me. Why would you apologize because you're late? Apologize because you're trifling. Why would you apologize for being blessed? I don't get it. And I don't allow people to bring that energy into spaces. Mothers do this the most. They come in, they go, I'm so sorry about my kids. What are you sorry about? Are you sorry that you birthed your children? Are you sorry that you have custody of your children? Are you sorry that your children live in your house? Are you sorry that your children aren't deaf mute and can communicate and I can hear them? What exactly are you apologizing for? Them being around? Where else would they be? You're a custodial parent. Like, I break people out of that. I tell people, thank folks for the opportunity. If you're 1 minute late to a Zoom call, say thank you for waiting on me.
Yeah.
Not, oh God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, let me tell you what happened. Yeah.
Because you're putting that into the atmosphere that you don't really want it. When you apologize for that money, you're really saying this money is inconvenient to me. I don't know if I really want this money because I got to apologize all the time for having this blessing. And God might be like, you know what? If this is too much of a burden for you, that steady paycheck, maybe I'll just give it to somebody else.
Whoa.
What are we apologizing for? So I'm never going to apologize for looking good, being rich, losing weight. Y'all just going to have to hate me. I'm never going to apologize for something God blessed me with, something people praying for every day. And I got to be like, I'm so sorry about that, or downplay it.
Yeah.
I'm loud. I don't have no kind of extra external microphone on.
Right.
I shrink. And we need to be careful with shrinking our talent. You need to have the audacity of a white man. You need the audacity of an NFL quarterback. Have the audacity of Cam Newton when he scout for new baby mamas.
Listen at that.
Have the audacity of Nick Cannon. Okay, get you some, because that's how you build wealth. Otherwise, you get trampled on. We're in a capitalistic society. If you do not showcase value in the marketplace, if you do not charge appropriately and have profit and have your books in order and have a budget and savings and invest in the stock market, baby, you will fade to obscurity because don't nobody know what you do. This best kept secret thing people do is not cute.
No, not at all.
It's not cute. Why would I want to be a secret? What am I, a side chick? Why would I want a side chick business?
No.
I ain't a wife. I'm a main character. I want a main character business with main character pay. And we all have the capacity. We just don't all have the gumption. And I pray over every woman listening that you get a little bit of gumption, borrow some of mine. But you are destined for greatness as long as you don't get in your own way.
Okay, that part. Shout out to my mom who's listening. Thanks, Mom. She typed in, what are you apologizing for? I know you like this conversation. She's loving this. And you know, when we talked originally, we are both alums of Goldman Sachs, BIB. Shout out to that cohort 7. You pricked me. You and you don't even notice. You talked about dreaming and aspirations and what you just envision and kind of office and house and all that. And I was like, you know what? Somewhere I even became apologetic for a dream. And, somewhere along the lines, we have lost even hoping or wanting unapologetic wealth, Yeah,
we got pragmatic dreams. I can't relate to that. I don't have any practical dream.
I
don't have any of those because I serve a God that owns everything and knows everything and is everywhere. So me asking for a small home and a reliable car and just enough money to buy groceries, it seems like a waste. It seems like you could serve a lesser deity if that's all you wanted.
Wow.
I'm just saying you could serve a little G God if that's all you want. And see, I don't know. That just don't seem like something. My God, big G God. Oh no, big G God gonna give me a closet like Mariah Carey.
Come on.
Pack abs. I want a fleet of buses. I'm gonna start in my hometown in Mobile, but I want a fleet of buses that do laundry for the homeless so they can show up with their clothes, get laundry, they can get their hair cut, they can have a shower, and it all be a mobile center. Wow. And then I want to have others that bus to and from, especially men. My father spent a good portion of his midlife unhoused, and he's a Vietnam veteran. And so many shelters do not take men. They take women and children, but they will not take men. And we need to make sure that our men are off the streets because they are more susceptible to police violence. They are more susceptible to gun violence, and they are more susceptible to mental illness that causes them to take their lives. Men are much more likely to take their life. And so we need to make sure that those people are protected. Think about how much money it's going to take for me to run the nonprofit and collect the donations that make something like that happen. Imagine, right now, I don't have children. I go into grocery stores and I put $20 bills in diaper boxes. There's little things that you can do. It all takes capital. You can't help the poor if you're one of them. All you can do is commiserate. And so we got to be rich. All of my dreams are huge. I want to own property in Paris so that I can fly to Paris whenever I want to. I want to have huge conferences. I want to speak in front of hundreds of thousands of people. I want it all. I want to look great. I want to feel great. I want to give a lot of money away. I want to invest a lot of money in the stock market. My dreams are huge. It might take me 3 lifetimes to get what I want, but I want it. And I'm not going to allow anybody to tell me it's too much. And if you're around people who tell you your dream is too much, they're the wrong people.
Absolutely.
It's just that simple. So you either got to get from around them or stop telling them stuff. Some of y'all talk too much. You go to your friends and you tell them, girl, I'm thinking about starting a business. What you going to do that for? You ain't got no talent, girl. Business is hard. Girl, you know, I've been thinking about going back to corporate. I got offered a director job and it's going to pay me $200,000. I could pay off all my debt. Girl, so your business struggling, huh? You need a job, huh?
You coming down somebody's lane.
And so y'all so worried about what people think about you. If you don't pay my bills, I don't care what you think about me. The only person who doesn't pay my bills, whose opinion I care about deeply, is my mother, Annie Mary Fleming. That's the only person who does not contribute to my household bills, whose opinion is important to me. Sharvette, I like you. I love you. You're my sister in Christ. If you don't like me, let's just end it now. Let's just tell everybody good night and move on. You know what I'm saying? I was in a car wreck on Tuesday. I'm covered up because I'm bruised. I'm about to go back and get back in my bed. I'm here because I love you, okay? I got out the bed, fluffed my hair, and came on. But you ain't got to like me. You know what I'm saying? So we're so worried. What if I post something and people don't like me? What if I post something and people think I'm broke? What if I sell an offer and people think I'm too much? What if you liked you? What if you believed in the offer? What if you cared about your net worth more than you cared about strangers' opinions? What if you got more selfish and decided that God put you here to serve the people you were called to serve and that everybody else is a distraction? Now, what about that? Now, why don't y'all go and post about that? Instead of running off every time somebody make you mad.
I told y'all she's supposed to be preaching. Y'all gonna believe because y'all not shouting as hard as she is talking right now.
Y'all gonna be in Tulum with them same old broke, busted women that complain about not having no man. You got a good husband at home. You out with bitter Bettys, negative Nancys, no money Mallies. You got a whole clique of haters. It's okay, boo. Kick them to the curb because they would damn sure kick you to the curb. They will kick you to the curb in a heartbeat. Soon as something happened to you. I got people I ain't talked to since I went to the Paris 2024 Olympics. They've been mad ever since.
What?
Because I'm uppity now. I'm Parisian now. I said, well, you can't even take a vacation fooling around with black people. You gotta like you. In order for you to become wealthy, statistically, it is very improbable. The deck is stacked against us. We have more debt and less earnings than any other race of people. We gotta lock in. Yeah. Our ancestors were slaves. They were mutilated and they were chased, and they had dogs sicked on them. It was horrible. They endured and they passed away with no resources. Here you got a computer in your pocket. You got access to fractional shares of stock. When I started investing in stocks, you had to buy a lot of shares. Couldn't buy one share. You'd buy like 100 shares like an institutional investor. Then it came down to where you could buy one share. Now you can buy a piece. You can buy a piece. So if you don't have $200 and something for one share of Apple, you could buy a tenth of a share. Wow. You could have ownership in billion-dollar companies. You too worried about somebody thinking that you don't know what you're doing. You too busy second guessing. I got friends that be dressed real fly all the time, Fendi and Gucci and Prada and stuff, and they talk trash. Natalie wear Target clothes. Natalie wear, Ann Taylor. Natalie wear J. Crew. Natalie basic. Natalie da-da-da-da. First of all, them designer clothes don't make bigger than a US size 10, and I'm a 16. So what you want? You grew up fat when you became friends with me. So that's one. Two, why do I have to give all of my money to European brands to be acceptable to you?
Whoa.
Why do I have to give all of my money to a whole different ecosystem, a whole different economy? Listen to you. When I buy this Gucci purse, how does that benefit you? Is Gucci going to cut you a check? These folks act like they're affiliates for Louis Vuitton. You like Louis Vuitton, but Louis Vuitton don't know you. And when we hear these interviews of these founders, a lot of times they don't even want us wearing their clothes.
Oh, I see a heart going up. I see hearts going up. I see hearts going up.
Is kept. A lot of these businesses didn't even want your money. So you really can't flex on me if you don't have assets. You cannot. Right. If I talk to you and you say, no, I don't have stocks, I don't have rental property, I don't have savings, I don't have REITs, I don't have, I'm going to be like, girl, you fly as hell, and be thinking to myself, she ain't got nothing going on. Bless her heart. Bless her whole heart. She fine, but she ain't got nothing going on. She fine, but she ain't got nothing going on. And you can't, you have nothing on. I have peace. I have a savings cushion. I have a cash runway in this business of over 14 months. That's 14 months we could make $0 and still make payroll. How could you possibly make me mad?
Right.
How could you possibly think you doing something? How could you? So the peace you looking for is on the other side of your discipline. The peace you're looking for is on the other side of your stewardship. What you looking for other people to give you is in you. You got to take some action, because I promise you, you won't care how people feel about you once you get rich. Get rich and see. Get rich and see how you feel about other people. Hating on you, having opinions about you, deciding what they think you are good enough to do. Just see.
Listen, Red Fox said he wanted to get rich. Somebody said, well, rich money don't answer everything, and money don't give you happiness. He said, let me find out for myself.
Exactly. Find out for yourself. Find out for yourself.
I want to go back to this point, Roberto, and he just kept, what if you liked you? I feel like this is a money conversation, but you hit
it's an identity conversation. It's an identity conversation. We just don't resonate. If I was being honest, I would tell people I'm an identity coach, because I got to pull you up to the identity to believe that wealth is inevitable for you. Until you believe that, you will overspend. You won't have a budget. You will underprice. You'll take the wrong clients. You'll sell the wrong offers. You'll sabotage the promotion. You'll burn through your savings. You won't open the trust. You'll default on your life insurance. I've seen it until you believe that you are a sovereign being that is worthy of wealth, worthy of success, worthy of good things to happen to you. There's someone watching this that has financial trauma, that has financial shame, that has financial guilt. There's someone on this that has not forgiven themselves. They haven't forgiven themselves for taking out student loans. They haven't forgiven themselves for rear-ending somebody in traffic. They haven't forgiven themselves for taking on that bad client. They have not forgiven themselves for how they treated their mama when their mama was still alive. They got unrepented, unresolved guilt and shame. And they don't think they deserve good things. So every time a good client, a pay in full client, a promotion, a good job, a savings account, a new bonus, a great credit card comes, they swatting at it like pickleball because they don't think it's for them. It's for you. You got to forgive yourself and you have to forgive your environment. If your parents didn't teach you financial literacy, forgive them. They probably did not have it. You cannot bequeath something you don't own. I can't give you a gift I don't have.
No.
A lot of us are so anchored to our past money story. We're anchored to that. What if you liked you? What if you thought you were excellent? What if you thought you were attractive? My God, it's people who take a shower and don't even look at their own body. They wrap up in a towel in their own house and scurry down the hall to put on clothes. It's people who bring their clothes in the shower so they could dry off and put the clothes on in the damn bathroom. The bathroom all foggy. You can see that they putting the clothes on. The clothes got steam on them. That's crazy because you don't like you. And I can spot it. I can see it in your sales page when you don't like you. I can see it in your webinar when you don't like you. I can see it on your Facebook Live when you don't like you. I can read it in your manuscript when you don't like you. Low self-esteem permeates and it taints everything it touches. It causes you to pick bad partners, which is the number one determinant of how much wealth you will have. They have studies. Goldman Sachs has done a study. Not your net worth, not your education, not your race, not your religion. The number one determinant of how wealthy you will die is your choice of partner. Woo. And when you don't like you go chasing after anybody who you think likes you.
Listen.
And he don't even like you. As soon as you start a business, he can't wait to sabotage you. He in the wings. He can't wait. He breaking promises. He said he was going to build your website. He put bugs in it. He said he was going to help you pay for a car. He got it repossessed. Woo. He playing in your faces because he don't like you because he picked up on how you didn't like you. And your audience feels it. That's why your offer don't work. People pay me for messaging. Your messaging can never be at a higher level than how you feel about yourself. It can never be higher than the truth. Yeah. So you are a pillar of consistency, a pillar in the community, a pillar of excellence. You have excellent technology. You have appropriate team and staff. You have a beautiful backdrop. You care about your appearance. You care about your clients. You care about your metrics. You're an excellent entrepreneur, and it permeates through everything that you have. It's evident. Why do people think the opposite isn't true? Why do people think that we can't tell when they broke, busted, disgusted, or when they got raggedy stuff going on? Why do people think we don't know? They think we don't know. We know. And the only way you're ever, I'm telling you, if y'all are watching this just tonight, when nobody's watching and nobody's listening, you get in front of the mirror and I want you to say, I forgive myself.
My God.
For everything that I feel has kept me playing small to this point. I forgive myself for the student loans. I forgive myself for hiring the wrong coach. I forgive myself for the credit card debt. I forgive myself for co-signing on that car for my ex. I forgive myself for buying my children Jordans instead of buying myself life insurance. I just want you to let it all go. The weight you will feel when you're honest with you. My God, it will shift it all. And you will wake up feeling like I can finally actually do this. Until you do that, you are literally shackled. We move from actual slavery, physical slavery, to mental and financial slavery.
Yeah.
And it's much more insidious because you can't see the chains.
And that keeps people, that guilt keeps people from even tying back to what we talked about earlier, wanting more and one, because it's deep down, you're like, no, I'm not supposed to have it because maybe I didn't handle things properly before,
Right.
But you've been dreaming and
I'm
wanting
bad
more.
with money, so I don't even want to ask for much because God know that I'm bad with money. Last time God gave me some money, I squandered it. So now, let me just pray that he give me enough money when I do this DoorDash that I have money for groceries because I'm a bad steward of money. Why would God create a being to suffer?
Right.
He don't want that for you. He wants you to have the desires of your heart. And some of you are so disconnected from your body, you don't even know what your desires are anymore.
Ooh, ouch.
You don't even know. You don't even know. You got back pain that you ignore. You ain't never been barefoot outside. You don't get any kind of sunlight day in, day out. You look out a window 8 hours a day. You don't move your body. You didn't notice that spot that was growing on the back of your hand. You ain't had a mammogram in 7 years. You forgot your dentist's name.
Ooh.
You got glasses over 7 years ago because you don't have a new prescription. Folks are disconnected from their bodies. You have to know you. Entrepreneurship is a faith walk. It exposes everything that you have not resolved. That's why you need therapists, you need financial management, you need legal, risk and compliance. Coaching is great, but it's not a necessary thing in business in the very beginning. And a lot of y'all are looking for friends in your coach. You're looking for camaraderie because you're lonely in your coach. Instead of thinking, how can I invest? Consider this. If you bought a home and you invested into it, you renovated the kitchen, you renovated the bathroom, you repainted everything, would you not expect an ROI when you sold the home?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So why is it that people will start a business, cash out their 401k to do so, max out their credit cards to do so, and invest in things that do not create any tangible ROI for the business when they sell the business? Why do people reinvest in a business into something that makes the business not $1 more valuable? How does that make sense? And it's the only asset class that people do it. You would not buy stocks with no expectation of appreciation. You would not buy a home with no expectation of appreciation. I mean, even your car gets you from point A to point B. Maybe you don't expect it to gain value, but you definitely expect to be using it consistently enough day to day for it to be worth the depreciation. A lot of us have depreciating businesses we ain't getting nothing from. You ain't getting a paycheck from your business. If you don't get a paycheck from your business, how is it benefiting you day to day? So it's not increasing in value year over year, just so I'm clear. And it's not increasing your net worth year over year, and it's not giving you a paycheck. So what is it doing? And your mission statement say, I'm in business to change lives. Why it's not changing yours?
Oh,
you meant other people. You meant everybody else's life. Oh, you meant everybody else's life. Okay, well, you got to change your mission statement. I want you to change your mission statement to, my business exists to change everyone else's life. My life is miserable, but I want your life to be great. Go and update your mission statement if that's what you actually meant. But I don't believe you. I think you actually do want to be rich. I think you do want to pay off your parents' home. I think you do want your children to be trust fund children. I think you do want to employ your children. I think you do want to be work optional. I think you do want to travel to France. I think you do want to walk up to the front of the church and hand them a check and the whole offering be over. I think you do want to foster children and foster dogs. I think you do want to give money to the NAACP and give money to your local important institutions. I think you do want to volunteer at the soup kitchen. I think you do want fabulous clothes. I think you do want your man to be happy. I think you do want your grandparents to enjoy the time they have left on this earth. I think you do want a big family reunion. I think you want state-of-the-art technology. I think you want to fly first class. That's what I believe. You just tell yourself, that's too much. I'm doing too much. I'm just going to take the little crumbs that's left over after my boss and my business and my best. After everybody else get all their needs met, I'm going to binge some Netflix until I fall asleep. You on 4 hours of sleep. You don't eat breakfast. You only drink coffee. And these folks don't laugh about their bosses, girl. You sound tired. I'm worried about you. I'm concerned. Talk to your therapist. Then they go, I don't have a therapist. What's really going on? I want y'all to be thriving. Yeah. You got to admit, if you're watching this live, admit it in the comments. I want more money. Admit it. Just admit it. Please. Just admit it in the comments. I want more money. It's so freeing to just admit that. Because once you admit it, all of your actions can follow. Your thoughts. Your thoughts follow your beliefs. Yes. And your actions follow your thoughts. So you need a new belief and you need a new thought so you can take a new action. Thank you, Kathleen. Admit it. I want more money. Because now that you've admitted that, you can admit, okay, my belief system was flawed. My belief system was enough. And enough ain't really true. I don't need enough. I need abundance. I need surplus. I need overflow. My new offer in Q1 is called overflow. That's what you want. So we're going to admit that you want overflow. Amen. And then guess what your behaviors will start to do? You'll pay yourself more. You'll charge your clients more so you can take better care of them and better care of yourself. You'll hire a bookkeeper so you know where your money is going. You'll get on a budget. Now, when I go into the mall, yeah, I want to buy a lot of stuff, but I look at my app and say, what is my discretionary budget for this month? And if the number ain't the number on the price tag, I leave it in the store. And by the time I get home, I done forgot all about it. How much stuff have you bought that you get at home and be like, I don't even remember buying this? Because again, we're disconnected from our bodies. We're not even shopping with our eyes. We're shopping with our unmet needs. That's why you're shopping with the unmet needs. And I want everybody here to know it's not too late. I don't care if you're 50, 60, 70 years old. You can change your belief, your thoughts, your behaviors, your actions today. You can do it. It's very possible for you, but you got to believe you're enough. You got to like you. If you don't like you, then nothing I say is going to matter. And if no one's told you today, I like you. Yeah. Let that be enough today, that I like you. And I want you to step boldly forward in that.
Natalie, we have stolen more time than we asked for, but I cut off because we could keep talking for Gwen need a 60-minute. Gwen said she need a 60-minute segment. Listen, I was like, I'm not going to
got it, Gwen. She in conference mode. I ain't going nowhere. I got time. Okay. Sharvette about to take me off her show. Okay.
No, I honor your time. No, I'm not, Natalie. I honor your time, honey. I know what you're about to kick me off the show. Okay, no, I'm not. Don't tell that story because I'll keep going. I honor your time because
ask the questions. Ask the questions. My dinner ain't coming for an hour. Ask the rest of the questions.
Listen, but this is what I want to, you made me forget what I was going to say. No, I want to, where people are listening, how can they connect with you? What you got coming, what offers you have coming up? I wanted to make sure I got that in.
Oh, you're so sweet. You can go to my website, unapologeticwealth.com/connect. The beautiful tech has put it up on the screen. I live on Facebook. Follow me on Facebook. I'm sure in all the thousands of links that I provided to the team, she will give you that. My Facebook page is the best Facebook page on the internet. I say that without reproach. I say that with full confidence. I post 7 to 10 times a day. It's all uplifting. It's all encouraging. It's all moving. It's people who've gotten 6-figure businesses just from my free content. Yeah. And that is not hyperbole. Okay. I have a free Facebook group that people can go to as well. In terms of offers, it really depends on where you're at in your business. I do not like to sell people blindly. So go to my site and look around, go on my Facebook page and see kind of where things are at for you. Ultimately, I help grow people's businesses in 2 ways. I either help them with sales strategy and their messaging, AKA how do you sell what you sell and how do you describe it? Or I help people when it comes to their financial side, their actual financial management. Do you budget? Do you forecast? Do you save? Do you know where your money is going? And then for people who've already made a lot of money in their business, but have that must be nice, circle that's always hating on them, I have Cashmere Club, which is a private society for financially secure women.
Great, great, great. And yes, if you're listening to the podcast, look down below in the show notes. If you're over on YouTube, look down below in the show notes. Those of you just hang out at Sharvette.com. We have a full blog post for Natalie. All the links and connections are there. I'm telling you, we could keep going. I'm gonna have to bring you back. That's what we're gonna have to do, because we didn't really get into the pricing and that undercharging. I mean, there's that we could keep going. But I honor your time. I honor you. Thank you for pouring into our audience, like no holds bar. They are loving it. And so
it's going to help somebody. It's going to be somebody who reach out to you and go, this was for me.
Yeah, I totally believe that. 1,000%. 1,000%. 1,000%. I believe that. And so again, you're checking out episode 784, From High Earning to Wealthy, the shifts that change everything. And Natalie talked about shifts this whole entire episode, the whole entire day. If you just came in, sis, bro,
just watch it again. Yeah, just
look back.
Just because I fussed y'all out. I had to do it. Because somebody, I'm an intuitive person. There's somebody watching this that's like, this was for me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They feel it. They know. They're like, okay. It was for me. She got me. She got me good. I'm doing all of that. And it's important for us to know it's okay. We've all been, ain't nobody perfect. Any financial guru, sales guru telling you I'm perfect, I ain't never made a mistake, run from that person, because they are not telling you the truth.
Right. Not telling you the truth at all. And like I said, our private conversation, not, just a meet and greet. I was like, I am not dreaming big enough. And we met, I don't even know, it was a few months ago.
Almost. A few months now.
Yeah. But I remember I talked and I was like, gosh, I got to get my expectation up. I got to get that up. And so I want to openly thank you for just that reminder, to get your expectation up and what you are looking for, to get that up. So, woo. All right. Last question for you. The goal of the show is to motivate, excite, and influence. We want to know what continues to motivate Natalie Bullen.
Knowing that the work that I'm doing is changing everyone's lives. Knowing that my mother is proud of me. Yeah. And that my grandfather, John Henry, in heaven is proud of me. I'm so rich in that regard. I have the best mother ever. I put my mom up against anybody mama, a praying mama, a faithful mama, somebody who really has just done above and beyond from birth until this day. Just
sounds like my mama. Sounds like my mama.
Just an amazing, beautiful spirit. And being able to so concretely say, Annie is the reason I'm so successful, and for her to be alive to witness it. She came to my conference. For her to be alive and to be in the room and to be poured into, that is what keeps me going. Entrepreneurship is hard, but living a life below your purpose is harder.
Pick your heart, and I hope
pick your heart. Pick your heart. Living a life below your purpose, when you know you're supposed to be impacting thousands of lives, you're supposed to be driving a Range Rover, you're supposed to be married to a man that can't keep his hands off you, and you mad and bitter, you're not in alignment. So pick your heart. That's what I tell people. Which one do you want? And at this point, it would be hard for me to not fulfill my purpose.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well said. Thank you so much, Natalie. Again, wishing you nothing but continued success and everything that your heart desires are coming into your hands swiftly.
Oh, so it's coming swiftly. Don't you worry about me, baby.
You're like, I'm good over here. I got it.
It's almost Black Friday, baby. You ain't got to worry about me. You about to see a sales bonanza, okay? Because all of my offers have value. And people want them, and people love them, and people's lives are changed by them. So it's just going to be a very even exchange of value that happens in the next few weeks. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. Oh my goodness. We appreciate having Natalie here with us. I am telling you what, it is a wrap for today. We thank you all so much for being here, and always just check us out. Sharvette.com is the best place to go if you're like, I missed part of it, or I need to hear that again. I need to keep that on replay, repeat, replay, Sharvette.com. And then the podcast version, shout out to all our podcast listeners. You'll be able to pick it up and check it out there. We're going to see you all later on the web. Bye.
Live from Richmond, Virginia, you've been listening to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Get Sharvette Mitchell every Tuesday at 6 p.m., interviewing all the stars you want to hear from. So until next week, stay motivated, excited, and influenced. This is the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show.